but the trouble with it is that first of all, it's politically unappetizing. No, the standard political parties, the left parties and the right parties, they worry more about winning the next election than they do about fixing the existential crisis of climate change. So just like you said, all of a sudden we don't even have much of a carbon tax anymore. But I think that this idea of true cost, it's much more personal. It's you're not like saying to people, "Oh, don't worry about climate change. We're going to impose a carbon tax, and somehow magically that's going to fix everything." That's sort of far away. It doesn't really feel like it's part of our lives. But if you say to somebody, you point a finger at them and say, "You, Peter Novak, next time you go out and buy something, you have to pay the true cost of that thing that you're buying," and do you have a problem with that? And how can you argue back against the fact that you should pay not only the cost of making the product, but the cost of the damage that product causes?
I would buy a lot fewer things. I know that for sure.
Exactly. So that's the beautiful thing about the idea of climate, about the true cost, is that it confronts people in their personal lives head on, and I think it can really persuade people. If you point that finger at people and say, "Are you willing to pay the true cost?" Most people will say yes. And that's the beginning of something big.